Thank you, everybody, for coming here today to listen to me. So I'm Calden, one of the founder of Ochy, and we are transforming the running space, not just running in terms of an athletics, but any sport that you run, which means football, basketball, and to make biomechanic analysis accessible to everybody where they actually train. So first, a little bit of background about me. So I'm a former NCAA All-American and athlete. And sadly, maybe I could have been even way better than that because I was uninjured for many of those years. I actually redshirted one of my year. So I keep having the same injury over and over again, mostly on my right knee, which then led to hamstring tear on my right leg and abductor tear on my right leg. So a very normal process of going from the PT to training, the PT training every day for 5 years. So then I am from France, so I went back to France. I went to a biomechanics labs there. They found some issues with the way my body posture is when I ran. They worked on that with my coach, and eventually my knee pain went away, and I never have knee pain again since. And in fact, the data has shown that 40% of injuries could be prevented, and if you have better running biomechanics. But the problem is that most of this is done right now in a lab, like you see there, where people don't train in a lab, they train outside on the field, and by the time they get to a lab like me, that's 5 years later when this thing keep coming over and over again. So that's why we created AI technology that anybody can use, whether you're inside, outside, to analyze your running form within 1 minute to know what are your strong points, your weak points, and what you should do to make it better. So it works like this. So the first thing is that you have any smartphone camera, you take a video, and then the AI will tell you what are your strong points, your weak points. Why is that? Why is this bad? What consequences that this may cause, and if you keep having this problem, and it will also tell you how you can do it to make it better, because not all coaches are biomechanics that knows and exactly what to do to make it better. And so traditionally, and as I said, this is done and in a lab. Labs are great. That's where I went to solve my problem, so no knock against labs. We work with labs to build our technology, but it's just not suitable for the players who are on the field doing their work every single day. So, and as you see, this is a direct comparison with a lab that it takes a long time for you to have an analysis done. The processing is in a long time and as well, and the data is interpreted by an expert. That's if your team has all of these persons there. So the bigger teams is maybe fine because they have millions of budget, but the smaller teams, the G League teams, the high school teams, they do not have this. So there's just an okay, we'll just wait till the person maybe get healed. I don't know, we'll see. So there's many use cases for this technology. So me, the individual, an athlete at home, and I can take out my phone and record myself and see what is going on. The coaches and physios can do the same thing to understand the athletes. We also work with several brands and retail stores to find which shoes you should be using, because it could be that you're just playing in the wrong shoes, not because you are sponsored by Nike. That means that particular Nike shoes is the best one for you. You could have a custom-made shoes by Nike to help you out and as well. And in all of this, the traction that we have had so far speaks for itself, because and in just 1 year or so of the product being on the market, without any marketing whatsoever, we have users in over 140 countries across the world. We have signed major contracts with Adidas, and also with several federations like the French Federation, and now starting to get some traction with the more professional teams. Like we have seen here, first time in the US talking to professional teams here, we have persons who already want to buy the product, and we have to think about the model for that. Yeah. And you can't see on the screen, I don't know why my slides look like that. It should be white, but there has been some fantastic testimonials that come through from Adidas and about how it helped their runners to improve their performance. We have a rehab center, which is the baseline measurements that they use to compare and see that the player was here when they are at their best. Now they're hurt, they're here. How do we do to get them back to here? And also from a champion of the world in the 400 hertz hurdles, and about how this product is beneficial for him. And we also have won many awards, again, to speak to the quality of what we have building. We have just closed a 1.7 million round last year. We also won awards at the CES in Las Vegas with the French government and as well, and we were featured in many top journals. So our business model is very simple. We have a subscription model. The base model starts at $29 per month, and it changes based on your needs. So, and if you are a bigger team with a bigger need for an access to the data via API, we have an API as a service model and as well. And last but not least, we are a fantastic team to work on this, because myself, I am the athlete that got hurt, and I also have an MBA as well, the business side of things. Perrin has worked 11 years in a biomechanics lab, and Victor, our technical guru, put this all together. But most and importantly, we work with some of the top labs and in France to put together this to make sure the quality and the validity of the data that we provide. So that's it. I am ready for your questions, and we are going to make proper biomechanic analysis accessible to everybody. And if any of you is runner or you do any running related sports, I would hope that after this you have the product on your phone to help you to get better. Thank you.
Thanks for presenting. I'm curious how long are subscriptions, or like recurring, like renewals? How are those going? And the way I think about it is, as a casual runner, right, I know I have things I have to improve on, but if
So you need the app.
let's say Ochy, does its job and solves that, how do you get me coming back next month and paying $29 again?
Yeah, so it depends on what is your goal. So if you are training for, let's say, the Boston Marathon, then if Ochy helps you to achieve that goal of that Boston Marathon, when you're ready to do a new marathon again, your baseline will go back down because your biomechanics and is a muscle, the muscle that you build. And if for the past 4 months you have done nothing at all, you are no longer at that level that you were 4 months ago. So you have to restart again. You have to restart your running and your training again. But that's from the end consumer side. From the coach's side, they use the product forever because they always have their athletes there.
Could you imagine this being used in other sports besides running? Like, could you take this to a soccer team or a football team to analyze those players, or is this specifically built for someone that wants to do endurance running?
No, so the football teams, yes. So we work with football teams in Europe now. PSG, one of them, and Juventus football team as well. So they use it mostly for the baseline run in analysis. So not the way how you throw the ball or you kick the ball or stuff like that, but just how my player is at the baseline. So to see if they have a chance of getting hurt and or not. So not on the tactical side of things, but on the injury prevention side.
When you think about the consumer market, like, do you need to be licensed to be giving this kind of like medical advice or information to someone? And what if I follow your recommendations and either get hurt worse or develop a new injury? Like, how do you think about that?
Yes. I would love that you follow the instructions that we give, but knowing the end consumer, they probably will not follow it to the T. But in terms of injury prevention or things like that, so the biomechanics is just 40% of that. So if you go out there and you do a crazy run like a crazy person, then you might hurt yourself even without your biomechanics being good. So that we cannot block against what you will do by yourself. But we also have a disclaimer about that inside of our terms and conditions to protect against that, because we are only doing 40% of what could make you get hurt.
From a competition standpoint, I guess question would be, what is in market, and then what's the risk of like an Apple Health or a Peloton, app or something like that doing the same thing?
So actually, one of the advantage we have there is that they all want to work with us because of one reason and one reason only. We have loads of data about what creates an injury of a person based on the past 4 years of gathering data and inside of the labs that we work with. So we are actually in discussions with all of them about how they can get their hands on our technology, but for now it's, we'll see. Good. All right, thank you.